There are several cases where players have been banned for using hacks, exploiting bugs, or simply for being very toxic. But the question is, what about when they get banned for totally silly or meaningless reasons? In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 players who were banned for completely stupid reasons, starting with number 10. Shortly after its release, Dark Souls 2 went through a tough time, with problems involving hackers and items where regular players were getting banned for totally nonsensical reasons. What happened was that some hackers were modifying certain weapons in the game to make them stronger, but what makes no sense at all is that if you were an innocent player and by accident found and picked up one of these weapons, there was a chance you could lose all your progress and still be considered a hacker. That's why you should always follow that old saying, never accept anything from strangers. After all, this wasn't the only time this happened. In fact, in the game Elden Ring, something very similar happened, but it was much funnier. Some hackers found a rather curious item in the game's files. It was a pair of panties belonging to a non-player character named Fia, and this item had an image, a name, and even stats. The thing is, this item only actually appeared in the files. It was impossible to find it inside the game. But as you can imagine, players always find a way, right? And that's where things really stop making any sense. The only way to get these panties was by using a hack, and obviously the game doesn't tolerate that kind of thing. But just like in Dark Souls 2, it wasn't only hackers who got banned. Anyone who had this item in their inventory had their days numbered, and it was when the hackers realized this that the biggest trolling ever done in the game began. They would join regular players' worlds, drop the infamous item, and wait for someone curious to pick it up. Trust me, picking it up was risky. It was the greatest happiness and the greatest sadness for many players. So, no, if someone ever offers you something out of nowhere in the game, don't accept it, especially if it's underwear or something like that. At number 9, we have the game Battlefield 1. In this game, believe it or not, several players were being banned simply for playing well. And the most famous victim of this ban was a well-known Battlefield, one player named KL Spasm. This guy was just playing casually with his friends. But what he didn't know is that Battlefield 1 uses a real-time cheat detection software. And the point is, this software can't detect 100% inside your PC whether you're using something or not. What it basically does is analyze the player according to their statistics. And this guy's score and his friends were so high that they were instantly banned during a match. Fortunately, sometime later, they managed to contact the game's support and prove that they weren't using anything. No cheats or anything like that. And after that, they had their bans removed. But seriously, getting banned just for being too good is actually something to be proud of, bro. And at number 8, we have a player named Johnny4, 156. He was banned from Modern Warfare 3 for supposedly boosting, which means increasing his stats with some kind of cheating. In a video posted by the player himself, he appears getting 87 frags, bar one in a match, way above all the other players on the scoreboard. But in that match, there was nothing unusual. He was simply destroying everyone in a fair way. Apparently, the game had an anti-cheat system that never worked very well, since the game was full of hackers. So, think with me, you're playing a game where you constantly run into a lot of cheaters. You get good at this game, and you're the one who gets banned, while the guys who are using hacks keep playing the game normally. This guy, not believing what was happening, decided to contact Call of Duty support, and after showing a lot of evidence, he was finally unbanned. But there's a small detail. He lost everything he had on his account. And as an apology, they gave him a double weapon experience points bonus. You know, those bonuses so you can level up your weapon faster. Here's the thing. Mr. Johnny, we really did give you a bonus for an unjust ban. On your account, you proved to us that you weren't using any kind of cheat, so we're going to unban your account. Alright, however, everything you had on that account, unfortunately, we're going to have to take away, but that's not all. No, we would never do that to one of our players. We're going to give you a 2-hour double experience points, so it'll be a piece of cake for you to level everything up again, all your weapons. And we're also going to give you a regular double experience points bonus so you can level up your account again, since it was reset. Anyway, is that really enough to apologize? I don't think it is, especially after losing hundreds of hours and several prestiges. But what about you? Did you think it was fair? Number 7, we have a really bizarre story. When the game For Honor was released, it had a bug that unfairly banned some players for no reason at all. It wasn't something that happened on a large scale, but there were a few cases, and what happened to this guy here is truly unbelievable. He was banned without even owning the game. The email he received said that he was permanently banned for using unauthorized hacking programs. In a game he owned, he had an account, Play, but that was it. He had never played. For Honor, to be honest, is a great way to make people not even consider trying the game. And when this guy was banned, he simply made a brilliant comment, quote, "I feel like they took away my citizenship from a country I've never even been to." And at number 6, we have a huge fight that happened at a Pokémon tournament. Basically, several competitors, who were even considered the best players in the world, were banned. Without doing anything wrong in this tournament, the organizers used all the checks to make sure there were no hackers or anything like that. The players at the time of registration had to write down everything they were going to use during the match on paper. The problem is that this tournament paperwork was so strict that if a player, by any chance, forgot the Pokémon they were using or any item they were holding, they would be penalized and could even be banned because of it. And I agree that rules are extremely important, especially for a tournament of this size. But obviously, everyone noticed that something was wrong, since all the best players were being punished simply for not having a good memory. Rules are important, but if they're not well made, they can ruin a championship. At number 5, we have BioWare, which was forced to apologize after mass banning more than 150 players. Star Wars: The Old Republic had just been released, so everyone was excited and enjoying the game, when all of a sudden, several people received a random ban message saying they were doing something very wrong in the game. What happened is that BioWare was in this battle, which many companies are also fighting, to try to stop the typical piracy activities in these MMOs. So, a lot of people who were just there enjoying the game got caught in the crossfire. And yes, it was an overwhelming wave of bans, man. And like I said, the company apologized and fixed this. And for everyone who got in touch with them. And at number 4, we have GTA Online. Man, this is unbelievable. It's no surprise that GTA Online has always been full of hackers, especially in the beginning. Believe me, it was complete chaos. But what happened to this player, named the 7 Taco, was something never seen before. Basically, he shared a video of his experience playing GTA Online on PC. There was a hacker on the server who had the ability to kill everyone instantly, no matter where you were on the map. So this guy recorded a video of this hacker causing chaos on the server, and believe it or not, the game didn't ban the hacker. Then you ask me, but didn't they see the video? No, they saw the video and banned the guy who recorded it. The guy who was getting blown up. To this day, nobody knows how that story ended, but it's definitely the funniest story I've ever heard about cheaters. At number 3, probably one of the most random on this list, let's talk about an online game that everyone knows, which is Club Penguin. The news came out that the game was about to be shut down, meaning the game was literally going to end. So, the players in the community had a brilliant idea, and believe me, this idea got so big that many players who had stopped playing a long time ago came back just to be part of it. You may not know, but this game is known for giving quick bans for inappropriate language. So basically, all the players started doing a speedrun to see who would get banned first on the site. Actually, what they really wanted to know was who would be the player to get banned in the fastest time possible. And the one who got this record was a player named 2KRN4U. And he managed to get banned in 39.5 seconds. Well, I don't know about you, but I believe that if there was at least one Brazilian among these guys, he would definitely win this. Unless this 2RN guy is already Brazilian, right, bro? And in second place, once again, another injustice. It's no surprise that in games where you have to select your character, there are always toxic people. There's always someone to mess with you. You can't use that character because I'm playing as him and I'm better than you. There's always someone like that. And this issue appears in what you'll see next. This player was reported and banned from chat for 24 to 48 hours, simply because he was playing with a character that a random teammate also wanted. Maybe someday companies will realize that this report system doesn't work. And finally, number 1, let's talk about a controversial topic, the famous stream sniping. If you don't know what that is, it's basically when a player watches a streamer's live broadcast and uses that to get some kind of advantage in the game. This player, named Lotto, was in a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds match, and without knowing it, he was playing against one of the best players in the world, the famous Shroud. So, Lotto happened to run into him in the match and managed to kill him, and apparently, he didn't even know who he was. Shortly after, as you might imagine, he was banned, and the reason was stream sniping, which clearly wasn't the case. If you watch the video, anyone could have killed him. Moral of the story: if you're playing an online game, be careful not to kill someone famous, or you might get banned because of it. Well, that's it for now. If you've ever been banned for any random reason, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thanks.